The Matrix, there was a lot of interest in the Matrix and talk of it after the movie and after a lot of your rappers made mention of it in their songs. Jay-Z, believe Kanye West made mention of it. The Matrix is basically a false world, right? This is how to explain an illusionary world that the people are living in. People are going about their lives in an illusionary world, and they're giving energy to this world. Their very essence, their very energy, the very power that they give to this world is what keeps this world alive. Right? This is what the message was in the Matrix movie. A sister by the name of Sophia Stewart wrote that movie. It's called The Third Eye when she wrote it back in the 80s. She's also responsible for writing the Terminator series along with The Matrix. The Wachowski brothers, along with a gentleman by the name of, I forget what that guy's name is, the guy who did Titanic. Let's say they appropriated her work. It's a nice word to say, and they stole her work, right? And it was hushed all throughout the media, and it's even being reported as being a false allegation. Yet this woman, why she would go through all of this, right, to, make up a story when she could have, made claim to anything. This got a lot of play in the news. And like I said, it got, hushed in certain areas. A lot, of the big media outlets. Because, you have a perception of black people in this country, right? And this country wants to protect that perception of black people. The perception is that black people are ignorant, buffoonish, clownish, right? And they've been perpetuating that image ever since they brought us over here, that we're not to be taken seriously. So when Sophia Stewart wrote a serious piece of work like The Matrix, that was, and it was found out because a lot of people supported that franchise. Her writings were talking about a new world coming in the Matrix. The theme of it was a new world coming in. The theme of it also was, and the Terminator was an apocalypse and a new world also. It was a lot of new world theme to it, next world. And like I said, those franchises, those movies, those series of movies made a whole lot of money, billions and billions of dollars. They're still making money on the, still just on the advertisement, on the merchandise and things like that. So imagine these people having to give this woman nearly half of all of those proceeds. Imagine them having to, along with that, imagine them having to say that, here's a woman, a black woman, who has shattered the image of the simple-minded Negro, of the buffoonish, coonish Negro, somebody who's not writing about black men in dresses and, cooning and, simple-minded Negro, somebody who's thinking on a higher level, someone who was able to capture the imagination of a people, of everybody, white, black, yellow, red, I don't care, people on the planet was watching those movies, coming from the mind or coming through the mind of a black woman. That was a crack in the armor. By her doing that, by her opening the minds of the people, not just black people, internationally, that, everything that we might be living out in this society is not real. By her actually putting that idea out there, that was a crack in the armor, because part of the Matrix, as I said, is to create an illusion, right? And part of the illusion is that our people are ignorant. Part of the illusion is that the things we have in this society that keep us ignorant are real. The things that we allow and give our lives to, such as religion, such as consciousness, such as all of these things, such as so-called education, politics, Masonry, Egyptology, Pan-Africanism, that's all part of the Matrix. That's all a part of the illusion that we have married ourselves into these identities, these false identities that were created by false people. Of course, false people will uphold a false world. They will uphold an artificial world so that they can hold the strings of power. Who am I talking about? Who are these people I'm talking about? Your elite. They hold up the picture. They hold up the perception in the society, you understand, of, law and order, structure, which is all part of a trick, an illusion, a matrix. We're going to talk about that in greater detail beyond these people, because they wasn't the first ones who put the matrix up. We'll discuss that tonight. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkares, and this is State of Mental Radio, and tonight we're talking about the matrix, the reality of the matrix, what the matrix really is, because, a lot of people are sitting around here, and they cooned out off of the movie. A lot of people sitting around here, they're going off of the movie. They just so hypnotized by that movie. Certain people are posting up radio shows, and certain people built up radio shows around that whole matrix theme, and don't even know what the hell they talking about and what it is, and not even the fact that they living in the matrix. A lot of you so-called conscious people talk about, yeah, brother, I know. No, you don't know anything. You live in the matrix too. Why? Because everything that you think in this society was already pre-thought and given to you by the beast, who keeps the matrix going, who keeps the illusionary world going. Your religion, your consciousness, your Pan-Africanism, your 5% teachings, your Nation of Islam, all of that, Masonry, everything comes out of the matrix, are all controlled by these people. Now, I know that's going to piss a lot of people off for me to say that, but it's the truth. You can trace all your black revolutionary talk. Everything comes back to the beast. So if it comes from the artificial man, the false man, that means he is giving you illusion. He is keeping the matrix going, and you're helping him by still marrying into these practices. See, once you go beyond what he gave you in this society, then you're stepping out of the matrix. Once you go beyond everything and start blank, once you run past the scenery, once you run past the realm of everything, break out of the circle, then you are breaking out of the matrix. See, the matrix is a circle. It is a circle. It is a routine. It is a rotation. Like you 5% say, it's a cipher. And you think this is normal to move in a cipher. That's part of the matrix. You understand? Routine. The Latin monotony of routine. Trivial nonsense, trivial routine. Whether you niggas are talking about the politics, whether you talking about the NBA playoffs, whether you talking about smoking weed, chasing shorty, that's all part of the matrix. Listening to hip-hop, all the things you do in the society they gave you supports the matrix. And what does the matrix do? It keeps you ignorant. It keeps you from moving forward. You got people who can't imagine a world without these comforts, these creature comforts within the matrix. A lot of our people would be blank. They would be stuck. They would be not knowing what to do. They would be in pure desolation. The whole idea of the matrix actually started in Genesis, right? Of the Bible, I'm talking about the so-called biblical story. When God, or the so-called God, gave Adam and Eve the Garden of Eden to live in the perfect world. And in that world of routine and ritual and living within certain boundaries of that world, that was an illusion. Because outside that world, you understand, when the story of the serpent coming along and giving Eve wisdom and whispering in her ear and letting her know that there was something beyond the world, they used the terminology of her, letting the devil let her know that she was without clothes and things like that, and she was ashamed and covered herself, and, then that was the fall of people, because what that meant was that they went beyond what was given to them. You understand? They went beyond the knowledge that was given to them. They were woken up. They were enlightened. And once you are enlightened, once you come out of the darkness, you come out of the matrix. A lot of our people think, oh, brother, I'm conscious, brother. I'm not in the dark. No, you in the dark. Because everything, as I said, can be traced back to the people who cut the lights out on you. Our people were not in the matrix during the time of rulership. See, that's when it was natural order. You understand? The natural order of the world was that the so-called black man and black woman were in rulership. Right? That was the natural order. Everybody else were to be in submission under the mission of the black man and the black woman on the planet. That's the way the real natural order goes. The eternal people, first and foremost, and then the original people in submission. What do I mean by that? When you think, oh, he mean the original people, the people that was here first, the original people are your East Indians, the first humans that were here. They were supposed to be following the orders of being under submission of the eternal people, meaning the so-called bright man and bright woman, a.k.a. the so-called black man and black woman, the solar intelligent beings. These were the people in rulership, our people, because we have no beginning and we have no ending. We were eternal people, not original. Original means origin, meaning creation, start point. See, that was the beginning of their matrix, of their world. Ours was thrown into chaos once we started accepting their ways and acting as though we were like them. Then we went under submission. That's when the matrix started, when we fell out of power, when we let artificial people come to power and rule us, as it still continues today. Why? Because we cut off our mental connection beyond the matrix. We allow these people to seal us in with routine, with rituals, spirituals, religion, philosophy, metaphysics, nonsense. This was the birth of the matrix. Who allowed us to go into the matrix? Who allowed us to go into the darkness? Right? Did we choose that? Yeah. We chose that because we broke the first law, which was not to interfere with the human race, i.e. your East Indians, who are your real black men and black women, your Caucasians, your Asians, and all these other people of the human race, of the people of the mountains. We were not supposed to be involved in their lives. We were not supposed to get involved in their routine or their rituals, because those routines and rituals were only given to them to give them laws and boundaries. Once we did that, we went into the matrix. We went under submission. We went under the mission of the Amen beings, the gods. And the white man was allowed to come to power to receive the mission to drive the earth forward, but for a short amount of time. Okay? This is a reality. This is the knowledge of intellect that's being received in this day and time for the elect. And this message will go over the heads of a lot of people, because a lot of our people kept talking about the matrix, the matrix, the matrix. Sophia Stewart received it as a black woman. She was a receiver. She was able to receive and talk about a person and came up with a character called Neo, which is new. I believe it's a Latin term, a Latin word for new, Neo, meaning a new beginning, a new person, someone who would come and would receive higher knowledge, someone who would break the circle. But what happened? The black man came to him and told him that this was all an illusion, right? And once he stepped out of the illusion, he received his powers. He started flying, doing all this other stuff. Then they throw in all the garbage, the martial art, and they're doing all the action and stuff like that. But the key element of it was that the black man told him that he was in a false world, an illusion. And he started to move beyond that. Same way, I tell my people today that everything we're doing is false. Everything that we are engaged in is part of the matrix. Everything that we do every day in our daily routines and rituals, where we're not trying to cut that away in the new millennium and trying to move on and start blank, we are keeping the so-called matrix going. So what did the matrix become to the so-called black race? It became an obstacle course, right? It became a mental obstacle course for the intelligent ones to figure out that we were moving in a circle, and that we should be moving out of the circle, that we should be receiving new knowledge, future knowledge that would lead us into the future state, what our purpose is. But a lot of our people say, yeah, brother, you're right, but you're still doing the same thing over again. You're still an Israelite. You're still a Christian. You're still a Muslim. That's of the matrix. Whenever you say, yeah, brother, but then you keep doing the same thing, You're of the matrix. You're of the illusionary world. You're keeping it going. You're keeping it strong by giving it your energy. The beast doesn't keep it strong. He just gives it to you and you follow it. You still do the same routines. You don't want to come out of the matrix. You don't want to come beyond the matrix, because beyond the matrix is where the power is, should I say forward to the evolutionary world, the world of the almond beings, that world where you saw in the story this Neo, this new being or this new person who they had to make a white man, Keanu Reeves, and look at the word in his name. Check out his name. I want to show you something. Keanu. In the last name, in his name Keanu, you see the word Anu. Right? They could have picked anybody for that part. Why did they pick Keanu Reeves? Anu. You understand? A new. Neo, new. But then you niggas talk about there's nothing new under the sun. That's part of the matrix. That way of thinking is part of the matrix. Everything moves in a circle. There's nothing beyond the sun. Everything here is going to be here, and that's it, and we already there. That's the matrix talk. That's the talk that you got from the beast, because he didn't want you to look beyond what it is you're going through right now. He didn't want you to look beyond the routine and the ritual, beyond the ciphers and the degrees and whatnot, so that you could keep moving in a rotation and keeping the matrix strong, keeping the circle strong. Right? Lucifer, Lord of the circle. Who are the lords of the circle? Your elite. They are over the matrix. They are the ones that keep you moving in a ritual and a routine, so that you don't think beyond that. Because beyond the circle, beyond the matrix is the freedom, but a lot of our people don't want it because you are already mental slaves. They created a primitive matrix for you in slavery. That was a primitive matrix. Okay? And you had somebody like Harriet Tubman, who was a threat, because not only was she helping her people escape to a new reality, she was part of breaking the matrix. She was the Neo of her time. You understand that? She was taking people out of the system, out of the bondage system, or out of the bond age. She was breaking the matrix of that time. You understand? That's why she's not celebrated as a patriot or a hero in a society. You understand? Had she been white and had she been helping white people escape from bondage, she would have been considered an American patriot or a hero. But because she helped black people, because she broke the matrix of the beast, you understand? They don't say nothing bad about her, but they don't say anything good either. You understand? They refer to Nat Turner, and still in the I'll never forget reading in the history of criminals and things like that. They refer to Nat Turner as a criminal. Right? He's referred to as a criminal. Why? Not the people that had him in slavery. He was referred to as a criminal for escaping and killing his slave master and the people. And but had he been white and had he been in slavery and that happened, he would have been considered an American hero. Right? You are an enemy once you break the matrix. Once you break out of the matrix, you are a threat. You understand that? Once you start thinking beyond your routine and your ritual, once you start thinking beyond your mental prison, you are a threat. You are a threat to the matrix. These niggas rhyming about it, talking about, that means they realized there's something there. And notice there was a black woman that realized there was something there, that there was something beyond this. She wrote this. So like I said, of course, you can't have a black woman thinking beyond that. That she would be like, consider her the Harriet Tubman of her day, Sophia Stewart. Why? Because here it is, Harriet Tubman broke the physical matrix. Sophia Stewart breaks the mental matrix. She opens the door to something totally different, another reality, something beyond the routine, beyond the ritual. She puts the idea in a movie called The Third Eye. That was the original name of the script. Third eye, the mind, the mental. You understand? On a mental level, and those on a sub-mental level, those who are under submission. That is the so-called black race today. You're still under submission, under the sub-mental state, under the mission of other people, your elites. You don't wish to break out of the matrix. You do not wish to break the routine. You understand that? You don't wish to think beyond it. You don't want to think beyond your 401k program, 401k plan. You don't want to think beyond your educational system. You don't want to think beyond your Christianity, your Islam, your Judaism. You don't want to think beyond your metaphysics, your Pan-Africanism. You understand? Don't sit here and say, oh, I'm conscious, brother. I know what you're saying. I'm not in the matrix. Yeah, nigga, you in the matrix. You in the matrix. Along, it ain't just you. It's the white race. It's your poor white trash. It's your Asian. They all in the matrix too. It's only a few people that really know, who are not doing or are not thinking on that level of these people. Even you so-called spiritual people, y'all in the matrix. Because if you are regurgitating the ideas of these people, then you are a part and parcel of the matrix. You are strengthening it just by living out your daily routines, by not trying to make inroads or outroads from the circle. The so-called Lords of the Ring, the Luciferian, the Lucifers, those who control the circle, control the matrix, are people. It's not no red man with no suit on and whatnot. That belief is based in the matrix, in a trick. You understand? In an illusion. These people work constantly to keep your mind controlled, keep you in a routine and a belief system. They even feed you conspiracy to get you in a distracted mindset. You got Negroes posting this nonsense up about the Illuminati and things like that. These people are moved on. You talking about a secret society, but then you go in and buying books on it. Y'all don't even think. You go and watching videos on YouTube with the Illuminati, and somebody actually had the nerve to post up a Illuminati instructional guide on there and whatnot. And do you really think these people would tell you or put up videos and allow people to sell books if they were trying to keep it secret? No. These people are moved on. They want you to be distracted by that. These people are moved on. You understand? They want to keep you trapped in the matrix by controlling your images, by controlling how far your imagination goes. You understand that? That's how that works. They want to feed you an endless supply of circular routine and nonsense. You understand? They put certain commercials on in a circular phase. You look on BET. If that's not the Matrix in full form, I don't know what is. The longest they came and they took all the serious news off and they put on, where they created a whole new sub level for you, where you can go to TV and you can look at simple-minded nigga nonsense. You can look at Christian shows and televangelists. You can look at stupid ass rap videos. You could look at some black woman with a damn perm in her head trying to look like a white woman. This is the madness they feed you, and you eat it right up. You understand? The control, money means nothing. The control over people's minds is priceless. You understand? You keep them in the matrix. The matrix is everything you do, you so-called black people do in this society, you children of nature, you solar intelligent people who are not receiving these light messages. Because the solar intelligent people, the elect, the 144,000, and yes, that is a real people that are coming, they are not going to be of the matrix. They're going to be beyond it. These people are coming. This next generation is coming. They're being raised right now on a higher level. The people who are able to step out and not marry their minds onto the stupidity of what's going on here in the society. The hip-hop, I don't care whatever else you calling it. You understand? The music, all this other stuff. The people who are not caught up in all of these things, who are in this world but not of it mentally, who are not following the same routines and rituals and being around the same people, these are the people who are of the elect. These are the people who will not be in the matrix. But see, a lot of our people can't think beyond that. A lot of our people go, yeah, brother, you right. Yeah, that's deep, brother, that's heavy. And then you go back to doing the same thing you was doing. You go back to smoking your weed, which is part of the matrix. They give you the weed. They give you the drugs. They give you, you black women press on nails and weaves and stupid conversation and niggas talking about NBA playoffs and things like that. They give you all that as the matrix. The Matrix is meant to keep you simple-minded and dumbed down. You understand that? The whole idea of what they did in the Matrix, the Wachowski brothers, they took it and they tried it. It was a strong idea. It was heavy. But they took it and they tried to trivialize it. That's why they put all them stupid-ass fight scenes in there and all that other stuff, for the action content. But the whole idea of it was to trivialize the story, put a little trivial nonsense in it. You understand? So it wouldn't be taken so seriously, so it wouldn't be so heavy mental. You understand? That was the whole point of that. But, of course, we can't let that be known it came from a black woman. You understand? That's damn near like Harriet Tubman all over again. You understand? Somebody freeing the minds of our people, a black woman, so-called black woman. You understand? I said the black woman is always the one who is going to be in tune before the black man. A lot of black men have a problem with that. Just because the black woman doesn't tune right in and start doing things, but she's always the one that will notice there's something wrong. And she'll tell the man. Now, the man will take action, but the woman is always the first one to complain. She's supposed to be the one receiving higher mental capabilities on earth first. You understand that? Then the man. Well, actually, equally. You understand? But she's the first one in tune and notice something's wrong. She's the first one. She'll start receiving. Why? Because she carries the children. And if she receives, the children should receive. You understand that? But our people, like I said, they're so mentally dead. They're so hopelessly trapped in the matrix. They're so much under the bondage, still the mental bondage, that they're not going to get it. The majority of our people are not going to get it because, like I said, to them this is fantasy. This is a game. You understand? You got people sitting up here talking about, yeah, I'm focused on other things, brother. Yeah, this is deep, but I got to be focused on. Yeah, you got to be focused on the matrix. You got to be focused on. I ask people. I said, you know what? You niggas run around like hamsters on a wheel all day. You go to your job, you go to the club, you go to your shorty, you talk to your simple-minded nigga friends and whatnot. You do all of this like hamsters on a circle on a wheel. And you think you're running and you're doing something. You really think you're doing something. You really think what you're doing is important. That's an illusion. That is of the matrix. Self-importance. You understand? Ego. This idea that you are an individual. You exist as a part of something whether you like it or not, whether you acknowledge it or not. All this, I'm an individual, I do me. Nigga, you don't do you nothing. There's no you. There's no you to do. Everything you do is of them, of the matrix. You do the matrix. You do the matrix dance. Like I said, your metaphysics, all that's part of the matrix. You black men thought you were saying something deep when you was calling yourself metaphysicians, when you was calling yourself 5%, when you was calling yourself Muslims, when you was calling yourself Israelites. Y'all part of the matrix. Because like I said, if you notice, it always comes back to the white man. That's what the matrix and that's what these black teachings was meant to do for our people. These teachings that the beast gave you was like a string to always lead you back to him. That's part of the matrix. It always keeps you in constant conflict and in constant turmoil and in constant rotation with him. Because he doesn't want you to think of an existence without him. You understand? He can without you. You understand? You know how you know that? Because whenever you start talking about black people doing something, you're going to always hear some simple-minded nigga talking about, what you just talk about, try it. Talk about black people doing this and coming together and doing something. You're always going to get some simple-minded nigga talking about, but what about the white man? Somebody always got to bring him up. Well, the white man ain't going to like it. Or, what happens when, some nigga always got to bring that up. Or you got the sympathetic nigga. Well, what about everybody else? A.K.A. what about the white man? But he can imagine a world without you. That's part of the matrix. You understand? You can't imagine a world without him because he created doctrines, he created crises, he created gods, he created religions that lead you straight back to him in a circle. Where your origin, your start point, your Africa start, it comes right back to him. Where your metaphysics start, you take it in a circle, it's going to come right back to him. You understand that? He did that purposely to keep you in his mind, keep him and himself in your mind. Because as long as you keep him in your mind, that's part of the matrix. That's part of the circle. That's part of your mental block where you will not receive your higher intelligence. Because that's why, you know, when I said stop calling yourself black, because when you call yourself black, it comes out as the opposite end of him who is white. You understand? So whenever you say black, you can't help but to think about him or other people when your total focus should be on him, on you and the evolution of your people. But the black race can't do that. Our people, I don't care how you talking about black power and whatnot, your black power and your black revolution came from the white man. That's why every time you try to talk beyond the white man, y'all Negroes go right back to, you're the white man. Everything comes back to the white man, always. That's a program. You understand? That's a program, artificial program put in your head. That's part of the matrix. What is the matrix designed to do? It is designed to bring out bright people. It is designed to bring out brave people, a brave new people, a bright race, a people who have no counterparts. See, because the so-called black race, the so-called people who are being defined as black, you really had no counterpart. Wasn't the white man, he ain't your counterpart. The counterpart to the white man is the East Indian. That's the black man. You were supposed to be the bright race, but you don't want to be the bright race. You want to be black. You want to be the opposite end of the white man. You want to exist in the matrix. You want in. All of that, where they try to get you begging for civil rights and things like that and begging to sit at their counters, that was you just begging to get further into the matrix, and you didn't even know it. You understand? You didn't even know it. You were closer to reaching outside the matrix when you had movements like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam, even though they were dealing with Islam, but you was getting closer to moving out, even though they still in it. You understand? They still in that mental control because they share religion with a bunch of other people who are not of their species. They are under submission. They'll tell you a Muslim is what? One who submits. And I said the so-called black man, the so-called black woman, a.k.a. they're supposed to be the bright man, the bright woman coming out of this matrix, coming into this new reality, you understand, are not supposed to be in submission. You're supposed to be in transmission. That's what the mentally free people are supposed to be doing, the ones who move beyond the matrix, beyond the circle. But y'all don't want that because it takes brave people. It takes real people. It don't take no stupid nigga talking about he going to bust his gun and he ready to go for the revolution. That's just a bunch of emotional talk. That's part of the matrix. Tweaking you niggas out mentally, tweaking and pulling on your emotional strings because you mad at the white man because truth be told, you mad he don't accept you. That's all part of the matrix. When he call you a nigga, all done to get you emotional. You understand? To make you emotional. That's part of the matrix. I know a lot of people tuned in and they thought I was going to break down the Matrix and the movie and talk about that. Like, they're simple-minded niggas. You understand? Who want to hear? You want to hear that? How long that movie been? You had 3 sequels. You got the movie and 2 sequels to it, and you still want to hear about that movie? That's that childlike mentality. That's part of the matrix, dumbing you down and keeping you. I'm talking about the real matrix. But a lot of our people can't handle reality. They don't want to handle the fact that you are in the matrix every day and you're keeping it alive. You understand? And you are cowards because you don't want to step out of it. You want to keep this thing going. You don't want to think beyond the beast. But new knowledge has come from beyond the sun to move our people out of the matrix. Those of our people who want to think beyond that, those of our people who want to come together, Voltron, and move beyond this false reality that we're in, this governed mental control, the control of our minds. You understand? You didn't even understand that. That went over a lot of our people's heads. A lot of our people are not going to get it. You understand? A lot of our people are not supposed to get it. A lot of our people are supposed to die in the matrix. They're supposed to live their life and die in the matrix. You understand that? Because when you are mentally free, because you can't say you're mentally free, because if you move from one state, there has to be another state, a higher state you're moving to. The highest state we move into in the state of mental is the knowledge of mentellect, because it didn't come from the beast. That's why you know it's not in the matrix. The knowledge of mentellect. Even though the beast now, he tries to use our word mentellect. And he's seen it, and he copied our word, and he's trying to use it. And so I tell you, that's how the beast is. He's trying to trivialize a word. But we're not going to change the word because of him. This is our state of higher knowledge. This is what is going to lead our people out of the matrix, out of religion. This is what comes after religion for the elect. This comes after the philosophy, after all the nonsense that our people have been following. And a lot of our people are not going to understand that. Just like a lot of the slaves back then didn't understand Harriet Tubman when she was talking about freedom. That's why she said what she said. She said, I would have freed a lot more of my people if they knew they were slaves. Those was people in the matrix. You understand? That was people in the matrix. She was on the other side physically. She was no longer in the matrix. She wasn't in that mindset anymore of, I got to serve my master, I got to be a good slave, and this, that. She was moving out of the matrix. And that's what made her a threat. You hear the beast tell us, it's not so much what Harriet Tubman did. It's the ideas she's putting in people's heads to want to be free. You understand? To break the matrix. That's what made her a threat. Sophia Stewart was a threat because she actually had our people thinking on a higher level into this day. But a lot of our people still go about their daily routine. A lot of our people aren't even thinking beyond that. A lot of our people, they'll think on that level, but then they're not ready to live their life. They still want to go along just to get along. They want to stay in the routine, or they want to sit up there and talk about, we're gonna take down the white man, this, that, and the third. You niggas in the matrix. Your emotional rant. You in the matrix. You want in. You niggas still want in. You can say you don't, but you still want in. You understand? The people, the elect, the 144,000, those who will not have the spot or the blemish of the beast on them, meaning not any of their ideas in their mind will not be of the matrix. They will have the name of the true and living God, the God race, Amen, in their foreheads. Not you niggas that's sitting around here like certain people on Facebook putting their name Amen up there and trying to associate with you still smoking weed and everything else. Nigga, you niggas need to stop it. Don't associate yourself. Don't dirty the name. Just go and be a nigga. Either you want to be out of it all the way or you want to be still in it. That's a race of people. You're not part of the race. If you still doing what the beast and all them doing, you still smoking the weed, still talking about a bunch of nigga nonsense, then you with them. A lot of you niggas want to wear it for show, but you don't want to live it. I told people who come into this knowledge of mentellect, as mentalists, I said to people who are receiving, I said, we live in this life. This ain't no thing where we, oh, brother, I ain't got time for it right now. Nah, nigga, we live in this. What else? What the hell else you got time for? What else you giving your energy? There is nothing else. There is nothing else. The only thing that's going to free our people, the intelligent ones of our people who want out of the circle and beyond, is the knowledge of intellect. Because I'm not going to sit up here and talk about the matrix and things like that. Yeah, the matrix is all your trappings that you're in right now. All the way you think is part of the matrix. Because it came from the beast. All of it. When you calling yourself an African, that came from the beast, the Romans. You understand? Your whole identity and your mindset of all my African and all that came from the beast. Everything you got in your head, your degrees, your lessons came from the beast. You understand? He took your intelligence and transferred it into information. I'm going to say it again. He took your intelligence, which was supposed to be your solar intelligence, your solar intel, from you, and transferred it into information so that he can retrain you how to think, so that you can fit neatly into the matrix. And it worked. It worked. You understand? It was like banging a nail into the wood to make the nail flush in the wood so that the nail fits inside the wood. But you had to bang the nail down. Same way he had to bang you into this system of bondage so that you can go right along. But the nails are coming up. There's certain people who have the mark on them. You have our people who have the mark of the beast. The people who are in mental bondage. The people who are in the matrix who have the mark of the beast. And you have those who have the true mark of God, the true and living God, Amen, in their forehead. Those are your elect. We are in the time of judgment. We are in the time of the elect, the rising of the elect. This is all one reality that's coming about. This is not a story. This is not something for you niggas to get entertained on. This ain't nothing but, yo, that's deep, that's heavy, son. I'm going back to smoke my weed. No, nigga. No. This is the reality. You go back, stay there. You in the matrix. You in bondage. Those of our people who are caught up in the matrix, you will die there because your death will be quickened. There will be no more people sitting there just living in the matrix and just existing. No. A whole new reality is coming from beyond the sun. And those of our people who can't receive this higher intelligence will be destroyed. Those of our people who rejected it because of their ignorant mindset, because they're in a state of ignorance and they want to stay in a state of ignorance. They want to stay in the cloud. They can hear the truth, but they still won't receive it, and they don't want to accept it. Your world is coming to an end. Why you think the people in religion said that? Our people, like I said before, it went over our people's heads. When the people in religion and Christianity, Islam, they kept saying, oh, the world's coming to an end in the year 2000. It did come to an end. It did come to an end. Because once this knowledge starts to come in, the true knowledge from beyond the sun, the knowledge from the true and living God, Amen, comes in, who they refer to as Enki. Once that started to come in, that means that all illusion will be smashed forever, and it's happening through this new knowledge. You understand? For our people sitting up here tomorrow, there's nothing new under the sun. You in the matrix. You a slave. There is something new coming from beyond the sun. That 144,000, those people will be raised to the fifth dimension. Those people who will receive this mental power, these people who will receive this solar intelligence, this light knowledge, that is a reality right now. That is taking place. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad talked about the year 1970. They talked about the 010101. Well, he didn't talk about, but they didn't. A lot of our people, that went over a lot of our people's heads. But only the elect and the elite will be able to decode those numbers and what that really means. You understand? I'll leave you with this, that it means separation right now. You understand? Those in the circular world versus those in the linear world. The mentalists, those who have the knowledge of intellect, will be in the linear state. We're coming out of the circular state, out of the ciphers, out of the circle, out of the cycle of life, of human life, onto a higher level of thinking, beyond the matrix. This is a reality. But like I said, to a lot of our people who still caught up in the matrix, who still think that reality is their 9-to-5 job, the NBA playoffs, some shorty they trying to screw, the club, smoking weed all day, that to you is real. That's what you can sit up here and say, man, I can't listen to this, man. You know, I ain't taking this seriously. Nigga, that's your life. I told you, your life, your world, it's so transparent. It's just trivial pursuit. The beast put up trivial things for you to chase, and you pursue it with a passion. You understand? You live a life, you so-called black people live a life of trivial pursuit. You know, it's one thing for the beast and the humans to live a life of trivial pursuit, but even the elites, they don't live a life of trivial pursuit. They stay trying to receive. They stay in reception with their satellites trying to receive intelligence, intel, that light knowledge. They stay. They know where they put them satellites up there. You niggas, y'all don't understand that. That was supposed to be coming to you. They stay trying to receive knowledge and move into the future. Y'all just want to move in the past and the present. And a lot of y'all at that state right now where y'all just say things like, well, son, when the world comes in, I'm going to just go ahead and lay down and die, so I ain't going to fight it. Yeah, because you niggas don't exist in the future. For those of our people who can see the future, who've been extended mentally to see it, who can see beyond the matrix, that's not our reality. That's yours. Those of you who are going to lay down and die, those of you think that you're going to take your friends, your homeboys, and you don't want to accept this message because they don't want to accept it, you're going to die with them in the matrix. Like I said, it was a reason why they said, oh, the end was coming, oh, our people, the religious people say, oh, the year 2000. They said that for a reason because they knew that the world was coming to an end. They knew it. When Sophia Stewart came with that, wrote that script back in the 80s, and when they started making the movie and things like that, I believe they started in the late 90s or in the millennium. I don't know when the first Matrix came out. Yeah, that was a sign of the end. You understand? That was a sign of the end. That was a sign of the end and a new beginning. Like I said, it went over the minds of a lot of our people. A lot of our people didn't get it. They didn't understand what the world coming to an end really meant. That it was actually the closing of one world and the opening of a new world, of which a lot of our people are not going to be a part of. You see it coming in with the advent of a knowledge like mentellect, that when we talk about the knowledge of mentellect, no one can trace it to anything. That blows a lot of people's minds. When they hear me speaking about mentellect, they trying to figure out where did it come from. They thinking I made it up, or they thinking, oh, I never heard that before. So obviously, if you never heard it before, then that means knowledge is coming from beyond the sun. Somebody's in tune. Somebody's receiving. Just because you're not. You understand? Don't say that, oh, that ain't real. It ain't real to you, nigga. Because you want a sub-mental state. You want a low mental frequency. You understand? But a lot of the people that come along with me, they starting to see the picture as well. They starting to pick it up. You understand? Your reception is dead. So we gathering the bright receptors. You understand? The bright ones amongst the black race. The ones who are going to move out of the matrix. Hell, some of your elite are amongst the white race. They're going to be the next generation of your white race and the rest of your humans out here. You're going to have some elite that's going to come out of them. So they're going to go through somewhat of a evolution themselves, even though it's going to evolve anyway. But they'll go through something themselves, something like that. It'll be an elite few amongst the humans. But there'll be also the major elect that will come from amongst the almond race, the so-called black men and black women who are actually the bright race. These are terminologies and things that are being shared with those who are in tune. The majority of our people are not going to get it because you're not of the future. It's not for you to understand. It's like was trying to explain freedom to those people who was in bondage. To them, that wasn't real. But to Harriet Tubman, who saw it, damn sure was. You understand? To the majority of the people, that wasn't real. But freedom is now a reality. We can see it. The new world has come in. The Son of Man has come. The Son of Man was Neo in the Matrix. That went over a lot of people's heads. All these stories are one real picture that correlate. We'll be right back. You know, Sophia Stewart was a receiver, right? She was actually, in writing the story of the Matrix, she was actually talking about the coming of the Son of Man. Neo in the story was the Son of Man. He was supposed to represent a new being. He was supposed to represent the Son of Man. You understand? And the black man who was guiding him, who was the messenger, Larry Fishburne, was guiding him, telling him, you know, getting him ready, telling him, you're the one who would receive. You understand? Just as she wrote that out about Neo and whatnot, it was meant for the story to be stolen from her, because it was supposed to be sent as a message to the people, certain ones of our people, to get it. See, let me tell you something. Images, imagination, like I said, the stories that come to people's head all have some truth to it. You understand? Or all have some truth. You might have people who take certain things and mix different things in with it. You understand? To cause confusion, but they have some truth to it. You understand? Bits and pieces. It isn't until our people receive the full truth that we will be able to free ourselves and walk out of these routines and rituals. Right? Even the story of hell and heaven. Hell was actually the Matrix. The description of hell was the Matrix. When they talk about hell, hell is the Matrix. What is heaven? Heaven is the mental state. The state of all being all-knowing, all-receiving. It doesn't mean actually all-knowing of everything because you're constantly learning, but that means all-receiving. That is the state of heaven. See, when you're in that state of hell, when you're in the Matrix, you're only partially thinking. You're not even really partially thinking. You're just animated, just like the animals. You're animated. I'm going to take a call, 317. 317, you're on.
Yeah, bro. I'm just listening to the show. I like it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You have a question?
Yeah, definitely. Well, what area code is this? This in Florida?
914. Well, actually, we out
Yeah.
in New York, but that's our 914 number out here.
Oh, y'all in Empire State. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, I
You
took
can
the
go.
red pill again.
Say it now.
I said I took the red pill for the second time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand what that means, but I don't, because I never really even watched the Matrix movie and whatnot. To be honest, I watched a little bit of it, but
Yeah. Yeah, but that's like when it first come out, everybody couldn't understand it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that movie is a classic and it's deep.
But see, the problem is it goes over a lot of our people's heads because they think of it as just a movie, and then they had to hear the rappers talk about it. But like I said, our people understand that this world you're in and the things you're doing is the Matrix. That is the illusion.
Yes.
And a lot of our people don't want to stop doing it. You don't want to keep it going. A lot of our people know that they are in bondage in some way, shape, or form, but everything you are doing is part of the bondage. Your beliefs, whether you smoking weed, whether you talking about hip-hop all day, whether you chasing some shorty, whether you in the church praying, that's all part of the matrix. That's part of the bondage. You're keeping yourself in prison.
Mhm.
And it would come a time where the Son of Man would come and free the minds of the people and open them to the door to something else. But the majority of the people are not going to go through that door. That's what the story of who Neo was. He was the one that was supposed to open the door for the people to come out of that mentally, but the majority of the people are not going to go. That's where you pick up your story of the 144,000 who are the elect in the book of Revelation, the ones who will not be in the matrix or under the matrix.
Mhm.
This is real. This is not
you wanted the 12,000?
Say again now?
I said, are you one of the 12,000?
Of course I am. Of course I am of the elect. Of course I am. I couldn't stand here and do this. Like I said, I'm not. My concerns are not the concerns of the black race. The black race is still concerned with hip hop, smoking weed, politics. None of that. The elect are not going to be part of that. We're not going to be concerned with none of that.
No, we already know that. That's why we see even things that's coming. It's already it's manifesting. Yeah, I was just matter of fact, I was just looking at whoever did for the Matrix, they got scenes flashing on the computer. And then like where they got like Morpheus and Trinity and Neo, they standing like in this arc. And that arc, that's like Moorish art. And then they got this other one that's like I think these are agents in there. But that's inside the computers. And their bodies, transforming and stuff. And then, like, I see Morpheus, he's doing, beckoning Neo to come fight him in Kung Fu when they was in that construct.
Yeah, well, that's the trivia. That's how the white man trivializes the movie and whatnot. He takes away from the message with all the stupid fighting and the kung fu and all that nonsense. That's just to keep people, get your imagination going. Are people supposed to look at that movie and look at it how it resonates in reality? We're not supposed to get caught up on the movie. That's part of the Matrix too, getting caught in the movie. You're supposed to look at that and how it resonates and how it works in real life and use that to free yourself mentally.
Right. How long have you been doing this show, bro?
Started out on the Abundance Network, and I just started. On the Abundance. I was on her network, and we used to do a day of the State of Mental Radio. You could go to the SOM.info and check us out, who we are, because the State of Mental is actually a new organization of mentalists. You can go to the SOM.info and see who we are, about us, and everything.
Yeah, you sound like Sabir Bay.
Oh, I don't know who that is, brother. I don't know who that is.
That's good. All right, keep up the good work.
All right, bro.
All right, bro. Peace.
Peace. Got one more call we're going to take in. 347. 347, you on air. Yes, 347.
What's good, man?
All right, how you doing?
you know what I'm saying? I'm just tuning in first time. You know what I mean? I just got a question like, what is the true purpose for us being here? Like, what's the whole gist behind this? Everybody got their take on matter of fact, what is your take on the purpose that we are here?
Well, I don't have. Well, okay, all right. Okay, so you want to know? You're asking me what am I going to say about why we are actually here?
Yeah.
You mean are you asking me about the black race or everyone?
I'm like everyone in particular. I know like the universe got its own way of putting elements to meet with each other that's all in synchronicity with all, but it's like the way how things be happening on this planet, yo, the shit is effed up, man. You know what I'm saying? You got hundreds of thousands of people getting slaughtered. It's not being televised. You got these, you know what I'm saying? You got these sick people killing kids, feeding it to niggas and shit. You know what I'm saying? Then you got these pedophiles doing all this shit. I mean, this whole shit is like one big chaotic realm that we in right now, man. Like what is the true purpose for human race to even be here?
Well, first of all, certain people are here for different purposes. Certain people, everybody's not here for one purpose. That's why I asked you. I'll break down the majority of the people that are here within the human race are here to work and die. That's their whole purpose. Okay. The so-called, the so-called black man and black woman, as we teach in the knowledge of intellect, are not actually part of the human race. We are a totally different species. If you look at our hair, you look at our skin, you could tell we're not part of the human. We're not part of the human creation at all. You understand? This is why we are outcast amongst the so-called humans. Nobody likes our people because we're not like them. We are not part of the human creation or the human origin. We are actually the eternal people, and you have a black race within the human race, which are your East Indians. That's your black race, not us. We are supposed to be here as receivers and people who are controlling and caretaking of this planet. That's our job. We were supposed to be the authority on the planet until we gave over authority and disconnected ourselves from that mental realm of those future beings who are our ascendants. This is why we were supposed to be here. Everybody else just came here as artificial creations who were made in the water as single-celled amoebas to work and die. That's why you see so many people dying. It's nothing for them to kill off hundreds of thousands of people and whatnot, but the majority of our people are going to die amongst the humans because you think you wanted them, and you act like them, and your concerns are like theirs, and you do exactly what they do. You become like them. You become like the beast.
Yeah. So, all right, boom. So, excluding everybody else, the melanated beings, as far as the man and the woman, our purpose here is for what? Excluding everybody else.
I just said, our purpose here is to be caretakers of the planet as it was supposed to be, and we were supposed to be overseeing the humans to do work. The humans were only supposed to live for a certain amount of time. We were not supposed to mix our seed with them. We were not supposed to get involved in their circle of life, but we did that. Now that's why we are what we are now.
All right. That's why everything is all effed up in the game.
Yeah, and y'all gonna still keep doing that. Y'all gonna still keep mixing your seed. You're still gonna be smoking weed. Our people still gonna be talking about the NBA playoffs. Our people gonna still be partaking in these things. Our people don't want to come out of that. Yeah. The majority of the people don't want to come out of that. That's why there's a new reality coming from beyond the sun that's going to move the elect, the 144,000, out of the black race, and it's going to form a new people, and the black race is going to die with the rest of the humans.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what's up, man. So when you say you said is a new race coming?
Yeah, there's a new race coming out of the black race, the so-called black race. They amongst the black race right now.
Is that internally or external?
They internally amongst you. They look like you, but they're not part of you. They don't think like you. They're not sitting around here. They're not sitting around here worrying about religion. They're not worrying about the white man no more. They don't care about the NBA playoffs. They ain't talking about smoking weed. They don't care about Moorish rights. They don't care about none of that.
Yeah. So they still grounded. They still got the connection with all.
Yeah, that all they're gonna have is the name of the true and living God almond in their forehead. Those are gonna be the receivers. Those are gonna be the rays that we talked about in Egypt. They're gonna be the receivers in this day and time, and they're gonna be receiving intelligence from on high, meaning in the future state into the present state to guide these people forward. A new race of people out of the black race. The black race is in darkness.
Yeah.
You know, that's the reality. A lot of our people, like I said, a lot of our people are already dead. They just waiting to lay down and die. And that go for that's the majority of the people. That's the majority of the black race.
So let me ask you a question. The people that's not even in tune with what they're supposed to be in tune in, when they die, like what happens to them?
Nothing. You just go into the earth. There's nothing else for you. You don't serve a purpose. The majority of our people don't serve no purpose. A lot of our people fail the test. You fail the test. That's it. See, the whole point of being a receiver of the 144,000, the God race is not going to, the almond beings, the God race, the future beings are not saving those bright people or those people who are coming out of the black race, not because they love them. You understand? It's because they can utilize them to receive messages into the future. That's the whole point of that. They're being utilized. The black race can't be utilized for nothing. Y'all don't serve no purpose. So why? It's like, you think of it this way. If you got a computer in your house that don't work and, you know, what are you going to do with it? You can't fix it. There's nothing that's not trying to respond to what you do. What are you going to do with it?
It's just taking up space, basically.
And what you going to do with it?
Throw it away.
Okay. That's the black race. And you're going to get what? Get a new one. That's the black race. They going along with a lot of the humans, but the white man, a lot of them going to be okay because they ain't all going to die. You're going to have some elite that's going to come out the white race. The elite, they like you call about the Illuminati and them people. They the only ones really keeping order on the planet. You understand? You could tell me how much you hate them all you want to, but the black man, he talk all this stuff about, oh, you know, I hate the white man, this and the third, but the black man gave up power because y'all wanted to be with the beast. You wanted to follow his ways. And y'all still ain't trying to come out of this.
So, how can the black race come up out of this slumber that they're in?
We gave the answer. You got the people, the elect are being gathered right now amongst the state of mental. The elect are being gathered through the knowledge of intellect. That's what I'm sharing with my people right now, who are amongst the black race. But a lot of our people don't want to accept that because y'all want to keep doing the same things. Y'all don't want to stop doing what y'all doing.
Yeah, so
the majority of the black race want to keep smoking weed and talking about NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
Y'all in a constant rotation.
Basically, we just got to raise our vibrations, and everything that we've been doing, just stop doing.
Yeah, but y'all don't want to do that, though. Like I said, the only answer is mentellect. Mentellect is for the bright race. That is the answer to the really intelligent ones or the in-tune ones. That is the next level of knowledge for the intelligent ones of our people. Go to the SOM.info. You understand? Go to the SOM.info, go to the About Us section, and then you can hit me up if you want to on Facebook. The Intellectual Nuben Menkares. I don't know if you're in the chat room. Sister could type it up. You type in the Intellectual Nuben Menkares, and, we're going to, I told people, you go to the SOM. What state you in, brother?
I'm in Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, you in Brooklyn, New York? Okay. Well, we're doing the Supermen, Superwoman project, and on July 22nd, so we're going to be talking about the elect and the 144,000 in the bright race. All that's going to be talked about because they're being gathered right now. A new society, a new state is being formed amongst the black race right now.
Yeah.
Put your, let me see. What is your name?
Gene, G-E-N-E.
G-E-N-E, Gene? Okay.
Yeah, that's the slave name they gave me,
Okay. All right.
I don't really like subscribing to a name because that basically limits yourself to that title.
Okay. Well, you said you don't like.
I got a Facebook. I go by Pre-Self-Fluid Straw Man.
Okay. Well, you can go to the SOM. Are you in the chat room?
Nah, I'm just on the phone right now. Because I'm using the cell phone.
You can write down my and send me a friend request and I'll accept it and whatnot. Intellectual INTE. You got a pen?
Yeah, I got it.
INTE LLECT Got that?
Yeah.
UAL, intellectual, Nuben, NUBEN.
NUBAN.
No, NUBEN.
Oh, okay.
Intellectual Nuben. Menkares, MEN. KA. KARA. MENKARA.
Yeah.
Got that? KARA. YZZ.
Y. Z as in zebra?
Yeah, Z as in zebra, 2 Z's. YZZ. That's the whole thing. You go in there and you type. I'm going to come up intellectual Nuben Menkares, and you send me a friend request and whatnot, and I'll send you the stuff about the Supermen Superwomen project. Just come out on July 22nd. We gathering the intelligent ones of our people, the elect. Time is now. Right now we're in the stage of gathering the elect, the 144,000 that's talked about, the real 144,000 who are going to be mentally in tune, the intelligent ones of the people, not the educated Negroes and not these conscious Negroes. We're moving beyond that because they're in the matrix.
So I got a question. You basically, out of everybody that's total on the planet, only 144,000?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, you're going to have your elite. You're going to have your elite there. They'll serve a purpose because the majority of the people, they finished. That's it. Everything you seeing, listen, everything you seeing that the elite is doing where they're getting rid of people in Haiti, what happened in New Orleans, you're going to see more of that. That's going to happen. People are going to be destroyed. AIDS, SARS, all that's being to wipe the planet clean. The nuclear explosion. The word nuclear explosion, meaning to clear off something, because the planet needs an enema. It's got too much crap on it. You got too many people that serve no purpose. That's what it is. The people that serve a purpose, the people who are going to be receivers, the people who are going to be able to take in this higher intelligence, those are the people that are going to make it out of the matrix. Those are the people that are going to survive. The rest of these people, like I said, from them a new generation, a new race of people are going to come out of these people who are going to be of the intelligent. It's just like when the almond beings, the God race, destroyed the dinosaurs to make way for man to come. Yeah. It's going to be the same way. The dinosaurs no longer served the purpose. They was only here to defecate into the planet, to pull up certain land mass, to pull certain structures. After that, they served no more purpose. So they sent the meteor showers here to kill them, and their flesh went into the earth, and this is where you get your fossil fuel from. So they were serving it. Everything is to be utilized. Yeah. Okay. In other words, if you ain't going to use it, then you're going to lose it. Simple as that. It's going to be lost. Yeah. That's how it works. They ain't going to be these Negroes standing around smoking weed, standing in the project, they pants hanging off their ass. They finished, man. That's it.
Yeah, some of these dudes you can't even talk to, man.
Yeah, they finished, man. Forget it. The black woman sitting in the club, with her head and a press on goddamn nails and her fake hair, laying up with every nigga on in the hood. She's done too. That's all. That's coming to an end. Yeah. All right.
Definitely.
All right, brother. So you want to hit me up and whatnot. You can come out to the project. It's right in Brooklyn. It's going to be at the Restoration Plaza. You come out July 22nd, Sunday. All right. Hit me up and I'll give you the information.
Definitely. I'm about to send that right now.
All right, brother.
Thanks for your time.
All right, brother. 618, you're on the air.
Peace be love, brother.
Peace, brother.
Hello?
All right.
Yeah. I kind of hesitate calling the line. I kind of wanted to listen in a little more. But I just had one question. I was just trying to see, I kind of missed when you said how to get your immediate contact or your Facebook page. I was trying to see if I can get that.
Okay. Intellectual, INTELL.
INTELL.
CTUAL. Intellectual. Got that?
All right. Yeah, I got that.
Nuben, NUBEN.
All right.
Menkares, MENKARA.
You said MEN?
MENKARAYZZ. Intellectual Nuben Menkares. So you can go hit me up on Facebook. Where you at, brother?
Belleville, Illinois.
Okay. All right. Like I said, we trying to get the project everywhere amongst our people, man. We in the time of the elect right now. That's why you see everything going haywire right now. People are starting to wake up. Some of our people, the majority of our people, they're not going to make it. Forget it.
Oh, I understand. I just can't really get it out. You know, I'm only 23 and I'm still learning a whole lot. But I mean, I agree with a whole lot of things that you've been saying so far. You know, so you know, I understand where you headed with this, and you know, the right people are going to come along. I don't know if I'm it, but you know. I don't do a whole lot of things that goes on in this world, and I disagree with a whole lot of things. So,
well, that's where it starts.
Right,
the chosen. Right. The chosen are going to choose themselves, the ones of our people who still trying to keep this thing going, who think they got something to do, who think I got other concerns. There's no other concerns, man. If you sitting up here, you still trying to live for this, you still interested in this, you're not trying to come out into the 144,000, then you can forget it, man. If you black men still sitting around talking about going and work for somebody, or I'm not saying, I understand you got to work because you in this society now, but your whole mindset should be you in it, but you not of it. You shouldn't be sitting up here smoking weed and doing all this nonsense that our people is doing and listening to this stupid hip hop and talking, having an extended conversation with ignorant people because it drives down your mental frequency. And it keeps you in the matrix.
It's amazing you speak about these things because normally a question I will ask people is, what are you living for? Why are you working? What's your motive? What's after that? What's after life? You know, I throw hard-hitting questions and people kind of look at me and shut me off as crazy or stupid, or you know, they say that I'm part of the Illuminati, which most people don't even understand about the Illuminati. I can't fully say that I understand these people, but maybe it's not meant for us to understand. You know, maybe,
I understand them.
Maybe it's not for our people. You know,
I understand them. I understand them. They trying to receive intelligence. They trying to receive light. Their whole thing is to receive intelligence from on high, from the future. They know about what I'm talking about. You know, they know about the future intelligence. They've been pulling it in with their satellites ever since they put them out there. Ever since they was able to get that machine that takes in the telegraph machine. They was pulling in future intelligence. They was pulling in this frequency that comes through the atmosphere constantly flowing through the atmosphere. You understand?
I know all about it. I know a lot of things about these people. I've been keeping an eye on them since I've been born, you know, and this is what I've been doing. I knew something was wrong with this world when I came out the womb and I first woke up to reality and seeing fire trucks and things. I kind of figured, you know, it's more to this reality. It's more to it, more to just sitting around waiting on a paycheck, you know. So.
No. Well, like I said, the black man, the majority of our people are not going to get it because to them this is crazy, But to them, their world is real where they go in and punching a time clock from 9 to 5 and doing the same routine over and over again. They think that's real. And when all that, you know it's not real because all the beast guys, he could take your job away from you anytime. All you got to do is close up your club. Anything that he could take away from you is not real. The thing that he cannot take away from you is your intelligence. He cannot take away your mind.
Right. And I like when you said that. I like when you said that people doesn't want to leave things behind. They don't want to leave their girlfriend behind. But, you know, I kind of look at my family from now on and be like, look at how corrupt my mom is. If she's not willing to wake up and do something better for herself, then, I mean, she's already gone. She's been gone. It's like death on earth. That's how I call it. It's like you're already dead. And
majority
it's cold when people look at them like, just look at it a little. Just look at it a little deeper.
Mm-hmm. Well, the majority of the black race is dead, brother. They gone. They finished. The black race is past and prologue. In the future, there is no black race. They're dead. There's the bright race.
I kind of tell people, think about it. Why would they create such a powerful bomb, a nuclear warhead? You really think these people are not capable of blowing up the world? Think about it.
Well, the God race, the Amen beings, the future, the elect, your children, my children, the people that are going to come in the future, the God race who are a black race, they gave the white man and the beast and then the idea for the nuclear bomb. They didn't just come to them. They gave that to them to kill off everybody, the majority of the people on the planet who don't serve no purpose. God gives these people, the God race, who are people, the higher intelligent beings, gives the white man these ideas to kill off and make bombs and whatnot to clear the planet off. It's not just him doing that. The Illuminati are serving God. I mean, as messed up as people might think that is, but they are, and they are serving God. They receiving that intelligence to do these things to kill off the majority of the planet because that's what the majority of the planet has to go. You understand? They have to go. They serve no purpose. They're weighing down the frequency, the mental frequency, and they're slowing up our intelligence. In other words, the so-called, the majority of your black race, your white race, and the rest of the human race, they slowing up goddamn progress, man. They slowing up progress.
Wow.
That's reality.
Wow.
They taking up too much space.
It makes so much sense. It makes a lot of sense. You know, I went from the Holy Bible to a whole, but you know, what's higher than mental?
There ain't nothing higher than the mental. All things is mental. Even the governmental system you live under, everything is mental. There's no spiritual.
Everything happens because of the mental. Yeah,
everything.
Right.
God sends messages to you mentally. And this is what we talking about in the state of mental. Also go to our page, the SO, to find out who the state of mental really is. Go to the SOM.info and read the About Us section. It's all of that because the mentalists are the 144,000. We are of the elect that's coming out of the black race, the bright race. This is a reality. No more games.
All right.
You understand? No more conscious games and nonsense that the so-called black race, they've been jerking around long enough. They want to smoke weed, stand in the corner with their pants hanging off their ass, talking about hip-hop, talking about these guys, they holding up progress, man. So you know what? Just move beyond them. Disassociate yourself. If you're smart, come amongst your own, the elect, the bright race, and disassociate yourself with the so-called black race because the black race is past and prologue. They're not going to get it. Because you can't explain the future to people who don't exist in the future. It's just straight up. That's it. Yeah. They're not going to get it. It's not because they just willfully, like I said, the majority of our people, they just don't see it because they, like I said, the Matrix is their world.
Right.
Yes, the Matrix is their world. Money is their world. These Negroes talk about money and stuff like that and getting money and paper chasing. That's the Matrix, man. You niggas who still talking like that chasing the paper and all that, chasing some paper money and the beast, the white man who control it, he don't even care about the money. He don't even care about it. He just dangle it in your face to get you fascinated and get you chasing it like a dumb animal. And our people fall for that.
I tell people all the time, why would you say such a stupid thing about the people we talking about? They say that, you know, the government is the one that's getting the money. They get all the money. I'm like, these people are the ones that print the money. They don't need the money. Why would they need something that they give you? No, they taxing you on stuff that you already had.
The black man is in darkness. Don't even, you can't talk to the black man. He don't get it. You know what I'm saying? He's caught up on money and rims and weed, all right, and chasing some ass. That's all the black man he's about. That's why he's going to be up out of here soon. The majority of our people, the majority of the black race, like I said, our people go, oh, brother, that's messed up that you said. No, it ain't messed up. You understand? Because they holding up progress, man. We got to live, like I said, we got to move on, man, because the majority of them, like I said, you can wake up to sleeping, but you can't wake the dead up. You understand? How the hell the government burns the government burns millions of dollars every month, billions of dollars a month, they burn it. They take money out of circulation. So why the hell do they need money? When they tax you, they're not taxing you because they need the money. They taxing you so that they can slow up your spending because they don't want to deplete the resource. But like I said, this is over
with food.
Yeah, they
do that with food. I see that at a fast food restaurant. They throw a lot of food away every single day and don't give it to the homeless. I'm like, what? Then they go to jail for giving the food to the homeless.
Yeah, they're not trying to
it's it's crazy.
Yeah, well,
crazy that people go along with this. I mean,
yeah, well, that's the whole thing. They mindset is they trying to trim the population. Even this homosexual and lesbian thing, it's not that they so much they care about gays and lesbians or gay, right? The whole thing is to have people not producing because there's too many people here. That's the reason why this government supports gay and lesbian, right? So that they don't have people producing, especially our people. That's why if you notice there's a whole lot of homosexuality and lesbianism amongst the black race right now just to keep our people from reproducing because we known to breed. And they don't want that. That's like I said, you see the younger generation, they did an experiment on our people and the children born in the 80s and the 90s. But we'll get into that another time. You know what I'm saying? That's why they popping up as homosexuals and lesbians. This is real talk. It ain't just happening out of the blue. You know, So going up there, hit me up, brother. You know what I'm saying? If you got any questions and whatnot, hit me up on the Facebook. Go to the SOM.info and whatnot. You stay in touch. Like I said, we do our broadcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, okay?
All right. I got just one question though about another subject you touched on about rappers. I mean, I listen to a whole lot of music, a whole lot of, cause I'm working on a track, and I don't do all that booty shaking, none of that. I don't do none of that. I try to rap about pure knowledge, and I've been drugged, how the poison and stuff work. The government caught me pretty early at age, where I can't even, taste my beats no more, if you understand what I mean. But when you was talking about rappers being a part of the Illuminati and that they also living in the Matrix, I mean, are you applying to all of them, or just the ones you know of, and just the ones you pretty much understand?
Well, let me say the ones who, if you got a contract and you sign with the white man and any of his companies, then you in the Matrix.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So you ain't got the black man. You know what the black man need to be doing? The black man, I tell young brothers all the time, you need to be studying biochemistry. You need to be putting energy in things like that. Stop doing what they expect you to do. They expect you to go and.
So we alone, huh?
Yeah,
we got to do this.
Yeah. The so-called right race got to come out.
We got.
Yeah, well, hey, it is what it is. Like I said, the elect,
white people,
the elect, they become. It's a hard road, and it's a hard journey to becoming that elect in that God race. Like I said, don't expect the black race to be with it. They rather lay down and die than put the work in.
That makes perfect sense now. It makes a lot of sense. I understand what's going on now.
The black man should be trying to go and be a biochemist or something like that to learn the biology of our people, because we're going to need biochemists and doctors and real doctors and stuff like that to help our people. We stop doing what the white man expect. He expect our people to want to go and get a damn NBA contract or play football or be a rapper. That's easy. Go and do things that he don't expect. Go sit up here and study and whatnot and learn something that we can benefit our people, the bright race. Because the black race, like I said, these Negroes, they don't want anything. They want to keep moving in a circle. So, like I said, we moving beyond the circle. We moving into a straight line. We going forward. That's the bright.
But they have the potential to change, though, right?
Some of the bright race has the potential to change, not the black race. They ain't changing. Like I said, the majority of our people, the majority of the so-called black race, they're not changing. That's it. That's why it was said in the book of Revelations, which was actually a future book. It's not really part of the Bible. It was added. It was a future book dealing with today and the prophecy of the day, that in elect 144,000. That number was specific for a reason. It didn't say, it's going to be 144,000, but then some people are going to be like, no, that number was on point, because it also represents a level of thinking that certain people are going to be on as well.
I remember that number too in the Bible. I remember, and I disagree with it when I was in the church. Go
back and read the Revelation. The people in the church don't know what the hell they talking about the Bible or the Revelation. They still sitting around. All they want to do is sing songs and dance and collect money. The Revelation is talking, the 144,000 is talking about a new race of people that's coming out of the black race. That's talking about your mentalists, the people who are going to have God's name in their forehead, whose true name is Amen. That name is going to be in their forehead, meaning that all they're going to think about and all they're going to be doing is receiving intelligence from the future, from God directly. They're not going to be concerned about none of this stuff the black race is talking about. So if you sitting around here, you still concerned about hip-hop, about some booty shaking, you still smoking weed, you went out of the elect. You with the black race. That's how that's going. Straight no chaser. That's it. All right? All right, brother. So go ahead and hit me up and whatnot on the Facebook and whatnot. I'll accept your request, okay?
Okay.
All right, brother.
Nice talking to you.
All right, B. We're taking another call. Lewis.
Hey there, brother. Intellect.
How you doing, brother?
I'm all right.
Mhm.
I'm just enjoying your show, man. You send out a lot of good stuff, man.
Mhm.
And glad you sent me on your Facebook page. And well, you're talking a whole lot of good stuff, man. I'm hearing you, and well, actually, I'm a Moor, so I don't know. Can we be saved too?
No more. That's it. No more Moors.
No.
If we leaving all that behind, the elect are going to be one people. That's it. It's not going to be any Moorish anything. It's going to be no more African. It's going to be the elect, the bright race. That's it. No more Moors. Take them fezzes off your heads. That's it. That's of the past. The God race, Amen, they're dealing with future people, a new race. It ain't going to be no, we over here, we African, or we over here, we Muslim. No, it ain't going to be none. It's going to be one mind, one people. Ain't going to be no more confusion. The elect is going to just be that. The Mentalian race, the mentalist, the state of mental, that's it. The elect. They're going to receive the knowledge of mentellect from the true and living God. Amen. That's it. That's going to be the 144,000. All that other stuff is dead.
All right.
A lot of our people don't want to accept that, but oh well.
I hear that. Understand that.
Well, like I said, you see a lot of our people want things to change, but they don't want to change themselves.
Right.
With that, all that knowledge from the past ran its course already. It's done. A lot of our people don't know when to move on. They rather turn down the knowledge of God, which represents our ascension of the future race, because they want to hold on to the past.
I hear you. Yeah. All right, man. I just want to tell you, tell the truth.
All right. Thanks for calling in, brother. Just hit me up, on the Facebook. We do our broadcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right?
I got you, brother.
All right.
All right.
Take care.
Peace out.
Peace. I want to play some music. What do I want to play? We're having a pretty good night. Let me see. Okay. Motor City, Written in the Stars. Our evolution has nothing to do with anyone within the human race. See, this is what I was trying to tell a brother, by being a Moor, and I'm not trying to insult the Moors or anything. It's like, y'all still connected to the white man. Y'all mindset is, still with the sovereignty and things like that. The elect are not going to care about that. Like I said, America, Africa, that's not going to matter in the future. You understand? None of that's going to matter. They already know, like I said, these people are already in a phase, your elite are leaving here. You understand? And when they lift the order, there will be chaos, and only the intelligent ones of our people who will receive higher intelligence, future intelligence, will survive and break out of the matrix and move forward. Because the matrix will actually be broken to some extent after these people lift it, and then you're going to see chaos. Because the matrix actually serves to keep order, to keep these people in a routine. Because without routine, a lot of the people will act like savages. They'd act like animals. You see them out here. You see what happened when, that was a test amongst our people, the so-called black race, when their levees were blown up or broke or whatever you say. You seen what our people was doing. Some of our people, the intelligent ones of our people, was trying to get to safety, trying to help out. And the majority of these niggas was out there raping and robbing and stealing cars and TVs. That's, like I said, you understand? The decent one, in Haiti, they are robbing, raping, raping girls and all this other stuff. Some of people was trying to survive, and that's going to come again. Our people already basically made their peace with the fact that they're going to pass. You understand? You don't serve a purpose. What reason do you have for existing? Our people, like I said, the only purpose they serve right now is to the white man and his system. Whether you working for him, whether you asking him for a handout, asking him for land, for property, none of that's going to matter anymore. You understand? Things are going to be reshuffled. Whenever you see the white man making pictures like, what's the movie, The Knowing? No, look, he said, he didn't say the believing, he said the knowing. With Nicolas Cage, where these people came, they destroyed the whole planet, they folded up, took the two kids up, and started over with them. That's how the Amen beings are, the God race. They told you the Amen beings were live over our people's head when they told you God, the Amen, God was a black man when they put Morgan Freeman as God in that movie. You understand? They telling you why they have to do that. Why would the white man make Morgan Freeman God? He could have made any white man God. I told you, and in the movie he was talking to the white man. All that's symbolic. that the God, the true and living God, a.k.a. a bright man, so-called black man, resonating as, is dealing with the beast. Why? Because the beast listens. And the black man don't listen. The black man wants to, he's caught in the matrix. He wants to chase his creature comforts. You know? The so-called beast who this thing was for, they not that deep into it like our people are. The focus is mainly kept on keeping our people in the matrix. But you have to have two people that are willing to be caught. You have to have the people who are willing, just like in bondage. The majority of our people wanted to stay in slavery. Now, a lot of our people will be like, oh, that's BS, brother. How you going to say that? No, that's the truth. That's the truth. You understand? The majority of our people wanted to stay in bondage, just like the majority of our people today want to stay in the matrix. They don't want to come out of this. They don't want to open up the door to a new reality. But the new reality is going to resonate to the elect, the 144,000. The elect are going to start coming to me. They're going to start calling in. They're going to start coming into the order of a new family, a new race. That's happening. That 144,000 that's being talked about in the book of Revelation. Go back and read your book of Revelation. You understand? That is the bright race. That is the God race coming out of the black race. That's what that's talking about. Israel represents the black man and black woman, the old black race. The children of Israel are no longer Israel. That's why I was telling the brother, all these things that our people were, it's not going to matter no more. If you was a 5%er, if you was a Muslim, a Moorish science, whether you follow Garvey, all that, it's not going to matter. Dr. York, none of that's going to matter anymore. The pyramids, Egypt, that's not going to matter anymore. And like I said, because even Dr. York and them would say things like he was preparing you for something else. Why do you think they were saying that? Why do you think? See, the people who are in tune, they know it ain't about them. They know that you in preparation for something else, that we going through an evolution. But some of y'all people, y'all want to get hung up in the matrix. You want to get caught up on these teachings because it might have come and it came through these people that as forerunners to help us. But then after a while, after these men left, after these people left the physical realm, you were supposed to be moving on to something else because each stage was supposed to be trying to free you from the matrix, to put you back in that natural order. You understand? Because once you back in that natural order, there is no more matrix. As long as you under the beast, as long as you still trying to do business with him, you still trying to sign contracts and treaties with him and all that bullshit, as long as y'all keep doing that, as long as you keep on with this nonsense about, we're going to fight for some rights, we want to vote, you in the matrix. You in bondage. You still in the bondage. You in the mental bondage. You understand? A lot of y'all, our people sitting there looking at the movie, you caught up on the movie. It was not about the movie. It was about showing you that art mirrors life. You understand? You were supposed to make it, you were supposed to be able to draw correlations between it and the movie, your life in the movie. But y'all missed that. Y'all sitting up here talking about Morpheus. And it's not about the characters. See how with that woman's vision, how it correlates to the lives of the people on the planet, especially our people. You understand that? You have to see how that correlates. These messages are meant to get out to the bright race to freedom. There are people that are still caught up waiting on Jesus Christ and whatnot. And truth be told, even these people that sit around talking about they're waiting on the Messiah. The Messiah, they keep calling it, whether they call him Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shah and all that, that's supposed to be Neo. That's the Son of Man. The Son of Man, what is he going to do? He's going to lead the 144,000. So whether you call him in the state of religion, whether you calling him Neo, whether you calling him Neo, whether you calling him Hashem, Yahweh Shah and all that, that's all the Son of Man. You understand? Because you caught up in your religious rant and you believe that this Son of Man is going to be representing your Christian religion or your Islam or your Judaism or your Moorish science. He's not coming for that. None of that's going to matter anymore. You understand that? He's coming for the elect, the chosen, the receivers, the rays, the ones who will receive God's true name in their forehead. They're not going to be sitting up here praying and rocking back and forth and wearing feathers. That's over. Our people don't want to come out of that. See, because once you start that routine, once you keep on keeping that routine going and you giving life to it, because the beast don't have enough time to get his hands around it. He don't have enough time to pay off your new substitute teachers. Now y'all all officially part of the matrix. All you did was lock yourself further in because you refuse to let these things go, because you can't see a world without it, because the only way you're going to start to receive is when you let these things go. The only way I was able to receive is when I let all the past things go, when I let go of Islam, when I let go of Christianity, Egyptology, I let all that nonsense go of the past, man. I let it go. I made myself blank, and then I received this. You understand? And it made sense. That's how you know true knowledge is coming from God. When you hear it, it don't have to come from the white man to make sense. Because truth be told, if you break down all the things, his philosophy and theory, none of it merely makes sense. Because his whole thing is to cause confusion. That's how he keeps you in the matrix, to keep you confused. That's why our people are into so many different philosophies and beliefs and things like that. That's why I said in the book of Revelation, the elect, it's going to be one people, one way of thinking, one new flag, one new everything. Everybody going to start from one as open receivers to receive the same message. It ain't going to be no, I got my way of belief, my way of thinking. That's confusion. The word confusion means against the fusion, against the coming together. Fusing something means to bring something together. When you cause confusion, you're breaking apart the body. What's that old thing they say? When you had the sticks all together, you couldn't break them. But then when you separate them as groups, you could break them individually. That's the black race. Our people are going to be broken individually. You understand? And in little groups and whatnot, because you're causing division. That number came about for a reason. Our people are choosing not to be the receivers. The ones of our people say, well, is there hope for us as this, that? No, it ain't no hope for you because you don't want to receive. You don't want to give up what you got. You understand? You got to give in order to receive. You have to make yourself a blank space in order to receive higher knowledge. Because if you already filled up with a belief, how are you going to receive a higher intelligence? Because you basically, if you got a belief system and you got a way of thinking and whatnot and a doctrine, then your mind is already made up. You understand? Your mind is already made up. There's nothing that can be taught to you because you want to stay in that parameter of your belief. As like this sister came to the Supermen, Superwomen Project, she said something and talking about, yeah, I'm a Muslim, but I can see myself being a part of what y'all doing. I said, no, you can't. You can't be a part of what we doing. And she didn't understand why. I was like, because you still believe. You understand? We don't deal with believers. We deal with thinkers. God is dealing with thinkers. He's dealing with receivers, people who are going to receive the intel. You understand? People that are going to follow directions and receive the intel on earth. And you're not dealing with no believers, because believers are people who accept the philosophies of man, not the intelligence of God. These people who accept the philosophy of man, you are the people that's keeping the matrix going. You understand that? It's beyond just a damn movie. That's why the guy, Fishbone Morpheus, came to him, everything, is an illusion. Basically, that's what the gist of it. But our people get caught up on the damn martial arts. You understand? On trivializing the whole thing of what the vision of what this sister was receiving. You understand? She saw the Son of Man. That's who Neo was. You understand that? She saw the Son of Man. You understand? That was a vision she had of the Son of Man. Someone who's really coming. She just wrote a script out of it. You understand? But like I said, it went over our people's heads. We're going to end. We've come to the end of our broadcast. July 22nd in Brooklyn, New York, the Supermen, Superwomen Project, where the elect are gathering for raw and uncut truth, and the gathering of the elect, those who are coming out of the black race to receive this higher intelligence and future thought on the direction of where our people are going. Those of you who are still caught up in your religions and things like that, who want to, don't stay where you are, because you're just going to bring confusion. This is about the bright race, the people who are starting at one. No more zeros, no more ciphers, no more circles, no more routine knowledge, no more reciting of things. We moving forward. The end. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkares. This has been State of Mentel Radio. Join us Monday night as we come with greater shows as usual. All right? Good night.